welcome to another episode of Finding Wendy. So this is episode 20, which is really appropriate. And today is a special day because it's my 7-year bariatric surgery anniversary. And in the bariatric world, that's called a surgiversary. So 7 years ago today, I had my gastric sleeve surgery, and wow, what a journey it has been, for sure. You know, I was reflecting on this yesterday while writing chapter 20 of my book. Yes, I'm writing a book, and I have been writing a book for the last 20 years, thinking back to the moment when I was finally going to change my life and leave my 450-pound body behind. So those first 2 years after the surgery were certainly very exciting and challenging, with huge weight loss results. But like many, the pandemic brought unexpected challenges. So at my lowest weight that I reached after my bariatric surgery, I reached 225 pounds. But during the pandemic, I experienced a weight regain. And let me tell you, when that happens after bariatric surgery, you start losing hope. I thought, oh my God. I had this invasive surgery. I had 3/4 of my stomach removed out of my body, and I'm still regaining weight. I was so frustrated. But instead of giving up, I reached out to my bariatric team, and I started speaking with a psychiatrist about my regain. And he suggested I take the medication Vyvanse, which is a medication that is not only used to treat ADHD, but it's also treats binge eating disorder. So it helped because it turned off what we call food noise, the constant nagging thought about food. It's the same effect that drugs like Mounjaro or Wegovy claim to have. And do help people with turning off the food noise. And while Vyvanse worked for a while, it also eventually plateaued where I'm at now. So back in August 2024, I discovered intermittent fasting. I read The Regain Remedy by Alison Pisani, which focuses on intermittent fasting for bariatric patients. So this book changed everything for me. And after, I reached out to Alison, and that led to the start of the Finding Wendy podcast. So now I've been practicing intermittent fasting for about 8 months, and it's transformed my relationship with food. With a combination of Vyvanse and intermittent fasting, I've lost 60 pounds of my regain. My goal weight still will get back to 225, and I'm determined to make that happen. Now, the reason why my goal weight is about 225, which seems probably high to a lot of people, is because I have an incredible amount of skin on my body. And because of my age, I'll never have this skin removed. Also, I was listening to another podcast recently by a intermittent faster who wrote several books about intermittent fasting. And she was talking in her podcast about probably a good goal is to get back to the weight you were in high school. And 225 pounds is about the weight I was in high school. Over 50 years ago. So I think it's a good goal for me. And also, I have all the clothes to match 225 pounds. I think 225 pounds is just fine. So, you know, I'm not alone. Many people in the bariatric community struggle with regain and feel like giving up. But I never gave up because I know what's at stake. I come from a family with a history of obesity. My mother battled her own weight issues all her life, and she ultimately passed away from fatty liver disease. Her liver and kidneys basically shut down. I know that high blood pressure, diabetes, and other serious health risks are also real threats, and I refuse to let them take over my life. So, just like when I was a professional horn player, I know that practice makes perfect. And in the same way that I practice my music to get things right, I am constantly working to stay on track with my health. Following up with the medical team, another important part of my journey has been staying connected with medical professionals. For the past 6 months, I have been seeing my registered dietitian, Lauren Rose, at the Mount Sinai Family Clinic here in Toronto, at Mount Sinai Hospital. And she has helped me immensely in staying on track and sharing valuable insights with me. One of the things I love about my visits with Lauren about every 2 months is that we don't actually focus on nutrition. It's not about what I should or shouldn't eat, as many of us are called professional dieters. We certainly know what's good or bad for us, all of us. But instead, we talk about emotional triggers. Because let's be real, when I'm stressed, I eat. And in today's world, there are plenty of stressors. We all know with the US election and the news cycle, and just the general chaos of the world right now, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. So I'm constantly looking for ways to cope without running to food. This is why I always tell people, be your own medical manager. Follow up with your bariatric team, your doctor, your dietitian, or a therapist. Don't try to do this alone. I have learned that now and continue to use this method or this way of thought myself. So don't try to do this alone. There's help out there. And reaching out for guidance is one of the best things that you can do. Looking back, and I reflect over the last 7 years, I'm actually proud of what I've accomplished. Yes, there were struggles, but I've kept going. I've made healthy choices, stayed engaged with my community, and found new joys in life. So in the past few months, I've even started a new podcast called The List with my friend Cameron. Welcome to The List. And we talk about fun things, fun topics like TV, movies, and books. Because let's face it, the world feels like it's on fire right now, and sometimes we just need a break from the stress. I've also recently picked up gaming. I got a Nintendo Switch, and I started playing Hogwarts Legacy. I've been reading some great books, spending time with my family, and enjoying life. 7 years ago, I woke up from my surgery at the hospital, and my sister Melinda was there, and she checked in on me and said, "Oh, good, you're awake. Okay, I have to go. My daughter is having a baby," and rushed off. Well, that baby, my grandnephew Barry, turns 7 years old tomorrow. So as I celebrate my 7-year journey, I also get to celebrate his birthday. So staying positive and moving forward, if there's one thing I've learned, it's this: never give up. Stay positive and optimistic. I know I have influenced many friends and people in the bariatric and intermittent fasting communities to take charge of their health. And if you're listening and feeling stuck, you're not alone. So here's to 7 years of change, growth, and never giving up. And here's to the next chapter of the journey. Thanks for tuning in to Finding Wendy. And if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe and follow for more updates on my journey. Stay strong, stay positive, and keep going. And check out my new podcast with Cameron called The List. It's a lot of fun. Until next time, bye-bye.